You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues. Oh, bang, 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 bang. What's that original? What is that from?
Central C.
How we go?
How can I be homophobic?
Yes.
Yes.
When I'm a
No.
When I'm a
No.
but my girls not like girls. But my girl kiss girls. No, but this is a different song. Like this beat is from what song?
The original?
Yeah.
Eve.
Yes, Eve. Aha. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. As you guys start to trickle in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday. That means that today is a day of tacos. Today is a day of tequila.
It's not. It's National Pasta Day.
Today is National Pasta Day.
What's that?
So what you got to do is have some pasta and some wine. Wine is what you have with pasta, right? You gotta have tequila with pasta.
No.
What that tastes like? Burp. Ew, that tastes like a burp.
Ugh.
Like a little vomity, acidy, pasty burp. Because if you drink tequila, tequila has a very distinguished smell.
Tequila smells like vomit.
It does smell like vomit.
No.
Yes, it does.
Hennessy. That's Hennessy.
No.
That's brown liquor.
No.
Like
It's definitely
tequila smells aroma.
like Patron like Patron to be exact, has a harsh vomity smell.
Jose Cuervo.
Jose Cuervo is a harsh vomity smell. The Casamigos don't have so crazy of a smell, but like that Patron in particular
Gives you aroma and vanilla.
No, I don't get that. I don't get that vanilla aroma. I don't receive that at all.
We sound like we in the house.
We? Who said that?
Oh no, we ain't supposed to.
Like we in the house, or we sound like we're recording from the house.
Touching stuff.
I didn't touch it.
Somebody came in here touching stuff.
That's what he said.
Thank you, Janet.
Did anybody happen to go to Sexy Red last night?
No.
No?
I think White Sham was going.
Oh.
Oh, good. We better figure out how that went yesterday. I saw some video of her. A big shout out to Oompa. She went yesterday.
I wonder how it smelled in there.
Sexy Red looks tired. She looks like, like in your first trimester, that's when you a little bit tired, you just want to sleep. It's what she looked like. She looked like she was tired and she didn't want to talk about her booty hole. She didn't want to talk about it.
Because she is pregnant. So
she's pregnant. She didn't want to go to Pound Town. She didn't feel like going to the thing.
I know.
How we sound now? How we sounding now, y'all? They said we sounded like we in an empty room.
That means that we are not, something is messed up.
It should be good now.
We in a hollow room, a hollow dwell.
It sound the same.
The same. What y'all early is 9:13? It's not 9:13 yet. Chris. Why does it sound like? What does it sound like? Y'all in the house?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to restart this thing real quick though.
All right.
We gonna just go on mute. We just gonna pause. And y'all just stay there. Don't go nowhere. Just don't go nowhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Let me see. I think something got restarted.
Oh, I finally found the video. Check, check, check. How we sound? How we sound? What we saying? Let us know. Ah ha ha ha.
No. Hold on, I got it.
Oh, that's better. Much better. Okay, all right. We here. We in the house. Saucy and friends in the house.
Saucy in the house.
That's what we at. Good morning again. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties that you guys might have received off of our end. We are in dire appreciation of your patience.
Dire appreciation of your patience.
Indeed we are.
Today is Tuesday, so let's start out with our quick check-ins. Miss Tony, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. Feeling a little better.
Okay.
I can at least breathe out of one nostril.
How was your evening?
My evening was nice. I did homework. I was doing subjugating coordinations or something like that. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to be in third grade again. My son has mad homework.
Why does my son not have no homework?
He's got so much homework. Subjugating coordinates.
What does that mean?
I don't know, like about, because,
I remember
after,
that.
and before, or something like that. And I'm like, dude, you're in third grade. How do you know that? Why
This
do you
that
know
private
these
school
things?
education. They get them in early.
Oh,
They get the youth
MG.
in early, get them learning these things early. So by the time they get to the 5th grade in the other kind of schools, they don't know not a goddamn going on. And they bored and they start acting out.
Well, geez, we did homework last night. We were doing homework for a few hours last night.
A few hours. First of all, that is not how it's supposed. That's not okay.
I know. So
That's not
I didn't
okay.
even get to have a decent dinner. I had beef jerky and 2 boiled eggs for dinner.
To be honest with you, that's really not okay.
Beef jerky and 2 boiled eggs.
Man, that was my dinner.
He sat down for a couple hours and
Like,
did
we were
homework?
doing homework for a couple hours. I had to give him a break in between homework.
Oh no, that's effed
couple
up.
hours
I don't think
homework.
that's
His little
okay.
game. Me either. And then I got a letter from his teacher saying that he's missing mad homework. I'm like, I don't know how he's missing mad homework. He got mad homework. So I don't know. He might have to get out of this school and go to a regular school.
No. Keep him there. But maybe y'all could have a conference and say, maybe, a little bit of, maybe some homework to just brush up on what they learned in school all day.
He had a packet that was like 10 pages. And then he had another 4 pages to do in his.
But usually when them packets come, they
grammar
do
book.
them for the week. You
No.
have a packet a day? That's wild bull crap.
A packet a day?
Nah, brother,
Yeah, that's
no.
about right. But
His
wait,
teacher-
third grade though?
His teacher was a college professor last year, and I think she teaching college professor this year. College. I don't know what she thought, but it's a lot. I don't know.
That is funny.
But anyhow, I was on the internet yesterday getting quite sick of Jada Pinkett and hearing about her. I don't want to hear about her anymore. I don't want to read about her. And even we went to the Walmart yesterday. We had a lovely trip to the Walmart, and even headlines, everything was Jada Pinkett. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do that.
Push the mic back a little bit.
Jada Pinkett, true Jada. How about you, Rockstone Triz? How you doing?
I'm chilling. I was trying to find a fancy way, couldn't think of it. but I'm cooling today. Yesterday was nice. Yesterday was a nice fall afternoon. And I'm excited for this afternoon. This afternoon, I'm going to check out the New England's own, Bia. I'm going to check her out for the first time. I've never seen her live.
Me either.
Yeah,
Do
so-
some networking, Tristan.
And-
Jump on the stage and
And I haven't been to a young folk concert in quite some
Where
time.
even is it?
Paradise Rock Club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then I did see that what was going on with these $8 beer tickets yesterday?
You did see them, right?
They was screenshot.
Yeah.
I saw them at $3.
you saw them at $3.
I saw them at $3.
That's
is it a
crazy
scam?
for
Is it a
somebody to
scam
charge us.
site?
I don't know what it is. That's
$100,000.
weird.
That is very weird. That is very, very weird. Because homie that went online to talk about it, I guess he's not a fan of hers in per se.
Oh, is
in
that what that
particular.
was? That's what the comments were about?
Yeah, he's not a fan of hers, so he saw the opportunity to poke fun at the fact that the tickets were only $8
from
and
here.
still struggling to sell.
He's from
yeah.
here. Oh, he's Boston Charles.
Yes. I think him and her did a song together to kick off her career back in the day, and I guess they got some bad blood. So he made a whole shebangs about it. It was very interesting.
Really?
Let me see if
Wow.
I can find it for you, Christmas.
What is wrong with people?
You know, people are
Oh, that's why
interesting.
Boston can't get nowhere.
We can't get it.
Because folks like y'all.
Boston can't get right. What
Crabs
movie was
in a
that
barrel.
where the man's name was Can't Get Right?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it in Life?
Life.
Yes, Can't Get Right.
Can't get right.
Can't get right.
Life is an excellent movie, man.
Such
an
I hate
underrated
that
I'm
movie.
gonna go watch that movie
It's
again.
such an underrated. It was amazing.
It was a good movie. I just hate it. I hate
It got all the
premise
great
of
people
it.
in it.
I just don't. I can't be
premise.
happy about the movie because of the fact that those men really had to sit through 30 plus their whole life in prison for some ish they didn't do, and I can't get over it. I can't get over the injustice of the black man's struggle.
Yeah, man,
right,
hallelujah.
say it.
I can't do, and I'm woke, so I know how to feel. And to be a black person in America is to live in a constant state of anger.
That's right.
Because we are woke and we know. Hello, preach the word of God.
Did y'all see Jamie Foxx's new movie?
Yes.
Yo, what is
No,
it
I haven't
called?
seen it
It's
yet.
called The Burial.
The Burial.
It's a
It's a
great
great
movie.
movie.
It's a great movie.
I want.
You want to
gonna
bury
watch it.
someone?
You want to bury-
You wanna
you want to
bury
kill.
somebody?
You want to kill somebody
I'm
else.
gonna watch it. Don't talk about it. I'm gonna
No,
watch it.
but it's
yeah, you
based
gotta
on a
see
true
it.
story, so
Yeah, yeah.
you'll know about it. But even while I was watching it, I went back and Googled like,
Right.
what's
is
the
this guy
outcome
real?
of this? Yeah, like is this
Yeah,
for real?
yeah,
For real? But it is mad real, so it tells you the whole story on the Google. But to see it play out, and Jamie Foxx is such an excellent actor, and people he slept on. He slept on when it comes to his
Underrated.
acting because he is literally like one of the greatest. Like comedians, singer, actor. He's like a triple threat. Like he's amazing. He's one of my faves.
And she would come out with a new album.
He played the instruments too.
And he does. He plays the piano and a couple other ones. I remember listening. One of my favorite comedy sketches, comedy things, is Jamie Foxx's when he did like a concert comedy back
Right,
in
where
the
he
day.
was performing.
Yo, that thing is hilarious to this day. If you haven't listened to it, go on the Googles and look for Jamie Foxx early comedy situations. That's what you gotta look for in that particular order. Auntie Who, let us get into the show. Oh, I'm doing well as well. After 3 weeks of getting text messages about CK's behavior, yesterday I got a text message that my son is now class captain of the day.
You better
Because
be
he
captain
was
of
he
the
didn't
day.
talk when the teacher said don't talk, and he was good all day. And my baby is the class captain. He woke up early this morning, put on all his clothes, no socks, left the house. Had to go chase him down, put on some socks because he was excited to do his duties. He got to give out his tickets and make sure that everybody is paying attention.
Let's drop a bomb for CK.
Drop a bomb
Drop
for
a
my
bomb.
son.
Yes.
Yes, Captain. That's my son. Hello. So I'm in a wonderful,
That's
wonderful
awesome.
mood.
That's really good. Tell him I'm very happy at him.
I will tell. He will be so happy to know you in particular are happy with him. Did you tell Tony and Noah? I'll tell them right now. Okay. But let's get into the show. Saucy and Friends starts right now. Let's go. I get so lonely.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM. Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387. The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
All right.
What's that?
What does that mean? Ooh. Song is this, Tristan? Ooh. I like this. Feels cute. Let's go. Today is October 17th. Today is Tuesday, October 17th. And like my sister so kindly informed us, today is National Pasta Day. National Pasta. Is pasta?
Yeah.
National Pasta Day.
Pasta?
Pastor?
Fiesta.
Fiesta. Pasta. It was going to be a high of 60 degrees, considerable cloudiness, slight chance of rain shower, high in the near 60 Fahrenheit, winds in the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The humidity is about 71%. The UV index is 3 of 11.
What?
What the hell is a UV index?
That's the light from
Ultraviolet rays from the sun.
Oh, wow. It's 3 of 11.
Oh.
Because it just got 11
That's
rays.
low. That's good.
Sunrise is at 6:59 and the sunset will be at 5:59. I found a comprehensive Weather Channel application that's going to tell us all the things. So tonight is going to be partly cloudy skies, low in the 48s, winds light and variable. It's going to be high humidity tonight, about 85%.
Ew.
The moonrise is at 10:05.
Oh, 10:05 p.m.
What the hell is a moonrise? Ain't the moon always out? Ain't it hiding behind the sun?
Yes, but it rises.
I don't never seen it rise. I just seen it show up.
You've never seen it rise.
I've seen the sun set, but I've never seen the moon rise.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's true, you know.
Very interesting.
That's a high thought. You smoking this morning?
Let's get to the around the way. Pastor Joy said UV is good. Clear folks outside in it. Shut up. He's so English. Around the way news for Monday, October 17th. We're going to kick it off with Boston police identify a 25-year-old man who was killed in a shooting on Blue Hill Avenue. Boston police are investigating a weekend shooting that killed one person in Dorchester. Officers responded to a call of a person shot at 1194. 1194 Blue Hill Ave. We're at 1195. Right across the street from us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chris did tell us about this. No. Uncle Grandpa told us about the story yesterday.
This happened around 12 a.m. on Saturday morning. Upon arrival, officers located 25-year-old Khalil Jackson suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Police said he was pronounced dead at the scene. The shooting is under investigation and no arrests have been made. Anyone with further information, even though you guys are not going to say anything because I don't know why, because y'all are part of a lifelong gang for some reason, 617-343-4470. If you see something, say something. You could be anonymous. Ain't nobody even got to know you said anything. Just
When
say
was this
something.
shooting?
This was over the weekend on Saturday.
Oh.
2-year-old found with mother in Boston trouble Mass and Cass area, police say. No, now they got the children down there. The other day I was thinking about that because I was like, I'm glad that they don't be no children down there.
Yeah.
Because I would suspect that a lot of these people that are addicted to drugs have children. And I'm glad that they're not down there.
Yeah, read that story because from what Tristan was telling me today, that's very, very interesting.
Boston police submitted a report to the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families last week after making contact with a mother who was with her 2-year-old in the city's Mass and Cass neighborhood. On the same day, the child's father was arrested on outstanding warrants. According to a police report, officers first encountered the mother and child Thursday evening, sleeping in a car outside a nearby McDonald's. The vehicle was towed because of expired registration. Quick pause. Yesterday, when Tony and I went to Walmart, there was a car parked up that looked like it sleeps there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
It was very interesting. She was taking all of her household goods out of her car.
An overt illegal drug use.
Here goes
Police
the
say they
clip.
found a 2-year-old boy last week near the corner of Mass and Cass in Boston.
Do you remember what you thought when you heard about a 2-year-old found here?
I'm horrified. Horrified.
Police say this McDonald's parking lot is where they first spotted the mother and her son last Thursday, apparently sleeping in their car. The car was not registered, so police had it towed. The mother and child spent the night in the lobby at Boston Medical Center. Then the next morning, police found them again, this time along Southampton Street.
Jesus.
According to the police report, the mother told officers she'd come here so she can get dosed. Temperatures were in the low 40s, but the boy was dressed in just a long-sleeve T-shirt, pants, and 2 pairs of ankle socks. Officers say the boy appeared to be in good condition. Sue Sullivan represents local businesses trying to improve the area.
No child should be out here, much less a 2-year-old.
Police wrapped the boy in a blanket and contacted the Department of Children and Families. There is no indication the mother is facing any charges, but the boy's father was found nearby and arrested on outstanding drug warrants. He went before a judge in Hingham.
I have a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 15-year-old. I'm the sole provider of like everything.
The mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, has proposed a city ordinance to allow for the removal of the tents here today. We reached out to the mayor's office about this little boy, and they referred us back to city police. Live in Boston, David Bienick, WCVB News Center 5. The boy was spotted here with his...
But they gonna tell you.
The police reported they did file a 51A, which is Massachusetts form used to report suspected child abuse or neglect with the Department of Child Services. Let me ask you a question. It's very interesting that family stayed together. Number one, it's a family unit.
Ow!
It is a mother, a father, and a child. They all just happen to be whatever. The baby was out there with a long sleeve T-shirt, some pants, and a socks. Where are shoes at?
2 pairs of ankle socks.
Where is it shoes? Was the shoes the ankle? I don't know. People, first of all,
I don't want to know why they found them one night and they were allowed to see them the next day.
This is my thing. If the child is out there with a mother whose car just got towed, which was their living facility, y'all let them spend the night, a 2-year-old and its mother, in the lobby of the emergency room, and then the next morning they're out there again. It's time to remove the child.
Yeah, like immediately. I don't understand. I don't understand that.
If you out there, you should not be out there with a child. That's piss poor parenting already.
Yeah.
Like you're not thinking right. Although you might want to keep your child near you because you're the only one that can keep it safe. Out there on Massacas is not where anything is safe. They could have sold that baby.
Yeah.
For some dose.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is insane. I'm mad about it.
It's crazy.
That's the monkey outraged parents forced to take legal action after son's repeated racist abuse at a Massachusetts school were not taken seriously. Let's talk about it, because what they need me to do. One Massachusetts family is calling on Concord public schools to take action after their teenage son was mocked and harassed because of his race. In one instance, one of the white children created a makeshift whip and threatened to lash him, saying they should do it because he's black. After enduring taunts and assaults for more than a year, the 13-year-old's parents are now taking a stand in hopes of putting an end to the abuse he suffered as a student at Concord High School. The family resides in a small Boston suburb with a population of nearly 18,000 people. Among the residents, 83% of white, only while 4.2% self-identify as black, 4.8% as Asian, and 5.9% as Hispanic.
So he lives in Concord.
He lives, yeah. Emmy Odunez, the boy's father, has reported his son's mistreatment by classmates on 3 separate occasions to school officials. However, despite assurance from the school's principal, Justin Cameron, about disciplinary action, no meaningful resolution has occurred. The most recent incident transpired during the teen's participation in a football game with other kids. "Look, that's the monkey in the middle," a white child yelled to his friends. The taunting quickly escalated when the boy grabbed a makeshift whip and allegedly said, "Hey, let's whip him because he's black." The father stated that the ringleader of the bigotry was still present at school on Friday. According to him, the principal mentioned that the child was in school but was facing an in-school suspension. One of the first acts of violence Udunzi's son endured occurred when a white girl at the school slapped him across his face just a day after actor Will Smith assaulted Chris Rock at the 2022 Academy Awards. The young man's father, who was since retained legal representation, believes that incident was also racially motivated. Not only has the family secured a lawyer, but has reports with the Concord Police Department. I don't want to read anymore because there's many things that I find wrong with this.
But the monkey in the middle, isn't that a game?
It is.
Okay.
However.
So she's a medical student.
Yes.
He lives in Concord, I said.
Yeah, regardless whether he lives in Concord or not, I don't understand why we still got the children there in the school. I don't know why we still got the child there in the school and he's being racially profiled or racially attacked.
Yeah. So they said that it's happened in this school before. Nevertheless, the school has faced similar situations previously. In 2022, black parents of Concord's Metco Families Collective urged officials to address racial injustices their children faced on campus. One Metco mom said in March 2022 that their son or their kid, that's the school, Concord, Carla.
Yep, Concord, Carla.
Joint school committee meeting, that there are microaggressions that the black students feel they do not understand. We believe strict We believe strict leadership does not address nor understand the magnitude of the issues surrounding inclusion, equity, and systemic oppression. And they said that
they need to gut the school.
There was
Clearly,
no
there's a problem at Concord if this thing keeps happening, and Concord is not doing anything about it. And then they're probably going to put out a statement that says, "We do not take tolerance at all. We believe in the safety and education of the children with their knowledge and minds intact every day."
We don't see color.
Yes, we don't see color. Unless y'all suing them for real, and y'all ready to take this where it needs to go. I don't understand why y'all still got that little boy in that school. Ain't nobody gonna tell my child he monkey in the middle and then tell him he gonna get whipped because he's black.
Yep.
Them white children is learning that in the home.
They're learning it on the freaking internet.
Internet?
Stuff that is going on the internet. They are teaching these kids, like, it's too much craziness.
Nope, absolutely not. Pull them out the school, put them in a different school that have a little bit more tolerance, and you sue the hell out the school. Sue it out.
Okay.
Sue it right out.
Yep.
Terrible. I hate it. I'm upset about it.
Yeah.
Can you get in?
Which one? Next move.
No, wait. You get the door. A woman's lifeless body was found on Carson Beach over the last couple of days. A death investigation is currently in progress at a Carson Beach in Boston following the discovery of a woman's lifeless body early Monday. As reported by the Massachusetts State Police, the woman was found deceased at 7 a.m. on Day Boulevard, located on the beach. State Police have disclosed that the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner will perform an autopsy as part of the ongoing investigation. The State Police Detective Unit for Suffolk County is conducting the investigation into the circumstances surrounding the tragic death.
So that she wasn't reported missing or anything? Nobody's missing this woman?
No. And then that's just always scary to me. Like, I never want to go to like Carson Beach and stumble up on a body.
Yeah.
That seems like something that only happens in the movies.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't like that.
Me either.
Weird. Who killed her? Somebody.
And why isn't there anybody looking for her?
I know, exactly. Work begins on traffic calming redo of Center Street in Roxbury. They need to do a lot of redoing on a lot of streets in a lot of places because it's stupid.
Yeah. I'm really, really glad. I'm small victories, right? They opened up right in front of Wendy's. So when you cross over from Simcoe's,
yep,
they opened up that into a two. So between Simcoe's and Wendy's on American Legion, they opened that into a 2-lane, and I'm very, very happy about that.
Right over there by the McDonald's too. As you're going up towards Hyde Park Ave, they used to go like this and then open up. They just opened it completely now, which is just weird.
I don't know if y'all gonna like these. I hate these kind of lanes.
Is it center bus lane? What is this yellow thing in the
crossing lane?
Speaking of this type of situation, later today in the show, we will be talking to the Blue Hill Ave Transportation Action Plan people about what's going on Blue Hill Ave. We told you that we're going to keep you guys updated with any changes, with any updates about Blue Hill Ave. So we'll be speaking to them a little bit later today. But this goes right into that kind of. So a contractor hired by BTD has begun tearing up pedestrian crossing along Center Street in West Roxbury as the first phase of a project that will reconfigure the road from 4-car travel lanes to 2. With new center turning lanes, pedestrian crossings, and dedicated bike lanes along the sidewalks protected from traffic by parked cars. City officials say the work will make the neighborhood's main shopping streets safer for not just pedestrians and bicyclists, but for motorists as well. They said this is in part by slowing speeders, in part by reducing the chances of bicyclists and old motorcyclists getting hit and of pedestrians getting flattened in double threat crashes.
Damn.
Wow, that is graphic.
We might actually look at it.
Where one driver stops to allow a pedestrian to cross, only to watch in horror as somebody in the other lane slams into the person. Motorists will also find it easier to make left turns, city planners say.
Opponents have to say all that.
I know, that sounded graphic. Opponents who have sprinkled the neighborhood with orange and yellow protest signs say they resent a bunch of outsiders, some even from Cambridge, and some with evil intent for bucolic Colic, West Roxbury, by telling them what's best for their neighborhood and saying maybe if bicyclists obeyed traffic signals, they wouldn't have so much to worry about. For the next 2 to 3 weeks, workers from De Roma Construction, who have already torn up and marked in neon pink crossing between roughly Holy Name Rotary and Langring Street, will ensure all the crosswalks on ramps are ADA compliant. Next, the city says, the latest specs for the new configuration include 4-foot wide bike lanes next to the curb with 3-foot buffer strips separating them from parking lanes, and a dedicated left turn lane from Belgrade Avenue onto Center Street, and converting a number of parking spaces along Center Street from 2 or 4 hour spots to short-term parking spaces for pickup and drop-off delivery only.
They don't need to be doing that because I can't get no parking in front of Purple Cactus as it is.
Man, shit.
Do you see this though? Do y'all see what's going on?
So here it is on the screen. Let's see what we have here.
I don't
What
like
we're looking at.
It looks like these are the bike lanes,
All right.
right? This is the sidewalk street. It's middle crossing lane here.
Okay. This is where I turn
There's
my
like-
vehicle.
There's like 4 lanes in the street now.
You know what I think is more foolish
This
than
is parking.
Oh.
This is parking.
Oh. You know what I think is more foolish than anything? How are you supposed to follow all the goddamn signs on the road and look
and
up?
pay attention at the road.
Yeah, I
Yep.
feel like that is hella distracting.
I agree.
Even as we were just talking just now about American Legion Highway, I already know how the road is going to go because we do it all the time. But if I was new there and I was following the ground writings and drawings, I would be confused. Over there in Eggleston, I have no idea how to drive that.
Yeah.
They didn't teach me that in driving school.
Yeah.
I've been driving for a lot of years, and I have no idea how to pay attention over there.
Yep.
Can I go in the bus lane a little bit? Can I cross over? Can I take a turn?
Yeah.
Is it one way? Is it 2 lanes? What is it?
Yep. It's confusion.
It is
I
confusion.
never realized on Center Street there's TD Bank, Bank of America, Santander Bank right there, and the post office.
Yes.
All the same.
How come they didn't put Purple Cactus on this map?
That's
Because
what
it
I'm
is
saying. Now
it is a very good landmark. It's very interesting. When we talk to our good friends later, we can ask them some questions about different things. They are distinctly specifically talking about Blue Hill Ave, but we'll get into other things. Yes. I'm assuming. Massive snowfall coming to Massachusetts. Hello.
I don't want it.
It's coming. We ready.
We're not.
We ready.
We definitely not ready with all these damn bike lane and shit.
Who's driving the bikes in the snow?
Exactly.
That's
all
what
this
I
bike
wanna
lane
know.
that y'all created for this for the snow.
Massachusetts residents know all too well about the long, cold winters in New England. Occasionally, there will be winters where the snowfall is mild and there isn't as much digging out to do, but those winters seem few and far between, at least in Massachusetts. Sometimes these massive snowstorms don't always occur right in the heart of winter. You probably remember that Halloween weekend snowstorm back in 2011.
I don't remember.
I don't remember a goddamn thing. I remember in the Berkshires watching kids trick-or-treating with some youngsters wearing snowsuits and boots as part of their costumes. Get to the point here. I'm trying to find where they are going to... Massachusetts residents may want to think about preparing early for winter in 2023. Although Massachusetts residents are built for long, harsh winters, in this forecast is correct, it will definitely be a good idea to prepare early and have emergency kits ready to go because, as we know from past nor'easters, Massachusetts could be without power for quite some time. Winter in New England, you gotta love it. We can expect up to about 40 inches of snow this winter.
40 inches?
It said it could see more than 40 inches of snow this winter.
We only saw
It has
12.
a lot to do with El Nino, too.
We only saw 12 inches of snow last year.
I'm hoping that we only get to... How much inches of snow you want? How much inches of snow?
12 inches.
Wow. Okay. Our last two stories. Dorchester man pleads guilty to strangling his mother to death and sentenced to life in prison.
Well, good. Bad.
I'm not going to get into that
Should
because
be
that is
sentenced to
terrible.
life in prison.
And these 12 Halloween towns. Halloween is coming up next week. Is it next week or next 2 weeks?
It's basically
Now?
I don't know what's going on with my voice today. basically,
You sound like Peter Brady.
basically, Halloween is we're gonna celebrate the Halloween parties next week because the 27th and the 28th are on Friday and Saturday. But the actual Halloween is next Tuesday.
It is
the Tuesday after.
Tuesday, yep.
So, what y'all gonna be? Y'all gonna do something for Halloween?
We are doing something for Halloween.
Oh.
We are doing something for Halloween. Spark FM at Fort Hill Bar and Grill on Halloween Day, October 31st, from
The Tuesday.
8 to 1 o'clock. And it is a dress up, and there will be...
Are we gonna have a contest?
We're gonna have a contest of the sexiest costume and a contest of the most creative. Yeah! And we are gonna have music by DJ Live and Rockstone Triz and
DJ Live is in here saying the 25th.
The Spark FM.
No, it's on the 25th. It's on the 25th.
Oh, the 25th. Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we having a whole Halloween party that y'all should know about right now. We
You
planning
don't even
it.
know when it is.
We planning it right now.
Oh, we doing it right now. Oh, yes. Okay.
And this is especially for our listeners that come here. It's also a meet and greet. It's a meet and greet. It is on a Wednesday, so if you have children, you probably cannot meet or greet.
Put them kids to bed.
Exactly.
And come to the party.
Leave them with their daddy.
Yeah.
Or their mother, and then you guys come to the party, and for a
It's
few
a
minutes.
Wednesday. The men don't got them anyway. So.
Visit these 12 Halloween towns that aren't in Salem. If you guys are looking for some Halloween towns that you want to go visit, I know that Tristan is a big proponent of these things.
I'm
over
to Salem.
Chatham.
Oh, no.
Chatham has some real in-town Chatham on the Cape, naming among the 18 best U.S. small towns to visit for Halloween. Fall River has a haunted house looking like it has something. Jackson, New Hampshire. Laconia, New Hampshire. Bar Harbor, Maine. They have 10
Bar Harbor
ghost
sounds
tours.
like the setting for a scary movie.
Oh, Maine is lit. Maine is lit, yeah.
They got a nice lobster dinner over there.
You know what's kind of dope out there? They have a haunted trolleys. They have the haunted, like the old trolleys that used to be here.
I don't know.
They're
I
in
just
Maine
feel
now.
like that is dangerous.
No, it's not. It's really cool.
What
I
if
did that
somebody
when I was
come and kill
younger.
me for real?
No,
I know, like I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
That's more. This is more so for the kids. The one in the haunted trolley ride.
There's another one called Damaris Coda, Maine. I didn't know. I never heard of that before in my life. There is Danville in Vermont. They got a whole corn patch that you can go get mazed. You can go get lost in the maze.
That all sounds like the setting for a scary movie.
Vermont and then Rhode Island, Providence. You guys can go visit if you want to do some haunted housing. I'll put this list up for you guys in the comment section if any of you guys are haunted house or Halloween aficionados. That's it.
Do you want to go to a haunted house?
I don't want to go to a haunted house. I never wanted to go there.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
And then last but not least, neo-Nazi group targets Governor Maura Healey's Arlington home. I didn't know that they still be around here. I thought they only go on the bridge and stuff like that. Bunch of pussies. Massachusetts State Police said a group of about 25 gathered outside Healey's home around 8:43 p.m. A state police spokesperson said officials believe the individuals are members of the NSC 131, which is the Anti-Defamation League, described as a New England-based neo-Nazi group that seeks to form an underground network of white men who are willing to fight against their perceived enemies through localized direct action.
Send them to hell.
They sound like they just got that off of Chat GPT. You don't even know what your mission is. Saturday's group held a sign that read, "New England is ours. The rest must go," according to WBZ, which felt...
Wow.
In a video captured by a WBZ photographer and shared to the social media platform, the mass protesters could be heard shouting, "Whose streets? Our streets." State police said on-scene field personnel and the state police operations watch center closely monitored the demonstrations, which dispersed around 9:40 p.m. There were no arrests. Healy spoke out against the demonstration in a statement Monday, asserting these neo-Nazis and white supremacists are trying to scare people from exercising their right and standing up to their hate. We won't tolerate it in Massachusetts. Local, state, and federal law enforcement will hold accountability. Perpetrators of violence and those who threaten violence will keep our communities and residents straight.
What I find so funny is that these people are so loud and proud, but always hiding their faces. It's weird.
But they got on some nice cargo big jeans. Whose town is it? Our town.
They done bought up everything from the GH Bass outlet in Wentham.
And from the Carhartt over here in South Bay. I tell you, people is stupid.
I actually found this very interesting kind of local story. The billionaire former Victoria's Secret CEO pulls funding from Harvard, accusing the school of dismal failure to take a stand for Israel. The Jewish philanthropy founded by the retail billionaire Lex Wessner has severed ties with Harvard. The Wexner Foundation accused Harvard of a dismal failure to contend the Hamas attacks last week, and other wealthy alumni and donors have criticized elite schools over their posture towards Israel. So they're like...
May I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to pull your funding from me because I didn't write a letter to say that I denounce what's going on over there?
Yes.
So I was in a meeting the other day with some people, and there were 2 Jewish women along in that meeting, and they were asking about statements from different organizations too. Does that make you feel better to read a statement from an organization that says I denounce this? Because what is me denouncing it going to do to help anybody?
Right, yeah, that's what I want to know.
Like, why is that such an important
But that's
thing?
and that's why, too, and I understand why people do it, but like the protests that are being held over here against what's happening over there.
Like, what do we do about it? Like,
how? That's a nice gesture.
How can we stop that?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like I wouldn't say it's not like how George Floyd's situation and then there was protests all around the world, because there are literally like a lot of us deal with those things all the time. It's not just like one group or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I just don't really get the powerfulness of the state. Like, as Spark FM, like, do we write a statement? Does that make people feel like we're, I don't understand. I don't get it. I would like to know. Chris says only shows that should be in the neutral in a situation, and you stand for something but won't fall for anything. Sometimes funders make big deals out of support when they're supporting you. I mean, yeah. What if I spoke to the president? The president said we hate this. Like, you want you just want to see it written somewhere that says that
a statement. Like a public statement. That's what, I don't know. It's all about allies. Yeah, I get it. And it's good to have allies everywhere. But I don't know. Like, I would just write a letter. I guess I'll write a letter. It's about Aaliyah.
But I think he meant it to say allies.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, people, we're going to go take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll be talking to the people in the transportation about Blue Hill Ave, so you guys can be updated and know what's going on at all times. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. Turn it on. Turn it up. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Tony Award-winning musical Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, by Stephen Sondheim and Hugh Wheeler. Directed and co-produced by Ryan Mardisich, with musical direction by Dan Ryan and choreography by Joy Clark. Sweeney Todd opens October 13th and runs through November 5th at the new Arrow Street's Arts Performance venue located at 2 Arrow Street in Cambridge. Emotionally intense and darkly comedic, Sweeney Todd is a must-see production. Tickets are $65 with pay what you wish options at www.arrowstarts.org.
Did you know that you can now get a standard Massachusetts driver's license regardless of your immigration status? To get help with your application, a list of all required documents, and nearby appointment scheduling, visit mass.gov/WFMA. Your license is your way forward, so why not get started today? Register now at mass.gov/WFMA or call 857-368-WFMA.
Boston, get ready to celebrate in style. It's a year of celebration, and V-Side Production proudly presents the 10th anniversary of Boston Caribbean Fashion.
Tell them I'm gone, I said tell them I'm gone, don't even bother calling me.
From October 18th to the 21st, immerse yourself in the world of beauty, culture, fashion, and style. Join us for the fabulous fashion events, including a Vogue Design Show and the BCFW Honors Award Ceremony and the unforgettable Teen Fashion Night. Don't miss the grand finale as BCFW closes out the week with a sensational fashion show at Roxbury Community College Auditorium, featuring New England's top designers and a special musical performance by incredible Sophia Leslie. Boston Caribbean Fashion Week is the event of the year, October 18th to the 21st. Get your tickets today at bostoncfw.com and be a part of the amazing celebration of style. Boston Caribbean Fashion Week, where fashion meets culture. Be there.
Want to give your baby a head start? Get the best protection against flu and COVID-19. Because their immune system isn't fully developed at birth, babies need additional protection. When you get vaccinated while pregnant, it can keep you and your baby from getting sick. As they get older, this can result in more time in school and daycare for them, and more productive time at work for you. Vaccines are safe and effective for children as they grow. No matter where you are on your pregnancy journey, flu and COVID vaccines can boost your and your baby's natural defenses and protect your family. Stay up to date with your vaccines. Stay healthy. Talk with your trusted healthcare provider today. Brought to you by the Boston Public Health.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Chick a man be ballin', these chicks pigeon toed, some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Spark FM online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. I need another thing because I can never see the buttons. We are back. Saucy and Friends in the morning. Rockstone Triz, Miss Tony be knowing, hot sizzling sauce. And like we said, we want to make sure that you guys especially are up to date and are kept abreast of all of the grand things that we have going on in the city and all the changes. We were talking about transportation. We were talking about infrastructure changes, directional changes, and everything. And we told you that we would have some really great people in here that would talk to you. So welcome back, Kirsty. And are you on? Kirsty and Maya.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming back, and thank you guys for keeping us in tune. This is not one of those situations where we have to go seek people out. They come to us because they want you guys to be informed. So here is your chance to ask questions, write your statements or concerns, but we're giving you an update about what's going on with Blue Hill Ave Transportation Action Plan. Here we will send you where you guys can get this information and see this overall rundown of what's going on. So welcome back, ladies.
Thanks for having us. Excited to be back.
Okay, let me switch. If you want to give us an update on what is going on with the Blue Hill Ave Transportation Project and some updates, because you guys were here in the summer.
Yeah.
And just kind of like starting, and you said that it's been a busy summer. So can you tell
It
us
has.
what's going on?
Yeah. So tell us what's
It
going on.
absolutely has. So after almost more than 20 months of engagement, we have indirectly reached over 23,000 people along Blue Hill Avenue. So we sent 2 sets of mailers to everyone within half a mile of Blue Hill Avenue. And then we were able to directly engage, so have conversations with, have interactions with over 2,800 people.
Wow.
Yes.
How?
A massive effort on the part of, I told you it was a busy summer.
Jeez, 2,800 people. Wow.
Yes. It's been, we've from the beginning been partnered with folks from the community. That's been incredibly helpful. So we've been out at the Mattapan Square Farmers Market. We've been at Harambe Park, just talking to families with young kids. We've been
at the bus
community.
stops.
Yes. As much as possible. So through that, we recorded over 2,000 comments.
Right.
And then, so we're really excited to present the Blue Hill Avenue Transportation Action Plan Community Engagement Report, which has all of that synthesized. And also, one of our goals throughout the entirety of this project has been transparency. So you can actually read all of the anonymized comments online.
I love that, because on this flyer that you guys gave us, there are some of the comments on the back, and I was reading some of those and do agree with those. There's also these QR codes where you can go on, you can listen to the voices of the residents, read the engagement report here, which I'm excited to. I live on Blue Hill Ave.
Yes.
And then also shared concerns. So if we want to, we could probably get into some of these comments. So shared concerns, physical safety is a critical issue. There's a lack of respect among Blue Hill Ave travelers. The city must protect against the negative impacts of infrastructure investment, and the city should support a thriving civic and commercial corridor along Blue Hill Ave. There was a very interesting comment that I saw here that said Blue Hill Ave is not, it says it's Blue Hill Ave is not, does not work for any kind of, does not work well for any type of traveler. And if you want to get into that a little bit more.
So like we mentioned, we spoke to a lot of people, and these are people who travel in many different ways on Blue Hill, whether they're older folks walking on the sidewalks, waiting at the bus stops, whether it's kids taking the bus to school, or people who drive Blue Hill every day to visit their family, to go to church. A really common theme that we heard was that no matter how you're traveling, it's not the most enjoyable experience, and people don't feel safe regardless of how they're traveling. That may be for different reasons. For pedestrians, it was often there's a lack of crosswalks, and where there are crosswalks, cars are traveling at really high speed, so they don't feel the most safe. For people that are driving, it's saying that, traffic gets pretty chaotic and people are weaving in and out. There's so many different forms of transportation on Blue Hill. So there's just a general sense that no matter how you're moving along the avenue, it could be better, and people want to see it be better.
I have a quick question, because on my side of the street, I don't think there's a bike lane on my side of the street. So I live like going towards Mattapan Square, from Grove Hall going towards Mattapan Square.
Yep.
And there's no bike lane on my side of the street, but I think there is on the other side. So from Mattapan up to Grove Hall, is there going to be bike lanes created on this side?
So I'm so glad you asked
On the
that.
left, you got to say what side.
Yeah, I said from
going
Grove
southbound,
Hall towards,
So the bike lanes pick up and drop off very randomly along Blue Hill, and they're just paint. So they don't actually offer any sort of real protection. As someone, I have biked on Blue Hill before, I quickly decided to bike at walking speed on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Instead.
Is there a plan to put barriers? I hope not. 'Cause that's take away my parking space.
So I'm so glad you asked this. So, because where we are in the process, I think is really helpful to clarify. So
start with your updates of
Yes.
what you guys have collected.
So, and it ties in really well though to the bike lane question, which is that we've done this report. We have delivered a copy of it to all of the elected officials who represent the corridor at the city level, at the state level. We are speaking with them. We also have a document we created that's sort of from our professional perspective, an evaluation of the two design approaches. So just for folks who didn't tune in last time or who might not be caught up, we have two different design approaches that we've come up with. One is what we're calling a multimodal corridor. And all that means is just that it creates space for different types of travel. So that's talking about the bus lanes, that's talking about better sidewalks, that's talking about having a much expanded tree canopy because you have more sidewalk space. It's sort of the more transformational option. Then we also, through the community engagement process, heard from some folks that, no, we don't think Blue Hill Ave works well, but we don't want a transformational option. We think that we just need some tweaks. So we also have an existing conditions option that would focus just on like small scale things like, better painting the crosswalks, adding some like bump outs where the crosswalks are so people can see you, but not like
completely changing the whole
redoing
thing.
everything. Lengthening the bus stops. So most of the bus stops on Blue Hill Ave don't actually provide enough space for like the long 28 buses. So like actually getting them to the length they need. So what we are hoping is that by the end of the year, our elected officials can come to a decision on which approach we're going with. But even if we decide to go with the multimodal corridor approach, which would mean like, yes, we're doing the center running bus lane, there are still a lot of community conversations to have block by block. Because then we have to talk about, even if you say yes to the bus lane, there are decisions you have to make for each block about travel lanes, parking lanes, and bike lanes.
Oh, I didn't know they broke them down that specific.
So it's not concrete that there will be the center bus lane yet.
No.
Okay.
We're hoping for a decision on that by the end of the year. And then we'll start to move forward, finalizing design and having those block by block conversations.
And the thing especially with Blue Hill is that it's so different from block to block, even in terms of the width, in terms of the parking that you see, where there are those choppy
businesses,
bike lanes.
residents.
Exactly. There's such a mix of uses along the avenue. So regardless of which approach we end up going with, we're going to have to design it block by block just because that's the approach that Blue Hill needs.
What's the time frame of the project? So you're still in community conversations. By the time they make a decision and you start working on these things, about how long will it take for, regardless of what choice you pick, for it to happen?
So it depends on the choice, actually.
True. Yep.
I'm just pulling up, this is all online in our streets cabinet evaluation, but if we go with the multimodal corridor approach, there's two things. First is that the MBTA already has a designer that's contracted who's helping us collect data about the corridor. They're not advancing design, but they're helping us with the parking study, for example, that we can talk about.
Oh, yes, please.
But so if we choose multimodal corridor, they are on the contract, we can get started. We would need to do block by block design with the community at least through fall of 2025.
Oh, wow.
So this is
that's quick,
this is
though.
a pretty long time to like continue having those conversations, continue to be out in community talking about those trade-offs. And then we wouldn't expect that construction could start until spring of 2026.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a ways out. Enhanced existing, sort of the smaller tweaks would be sooner. We don't have a designer under contract, so that will take the city a bit of time to find a contractor and that kind of thing. But we expect that design could be finalized more like by winter 2024, and then construction, the earliest it could start is spring 2025.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, so just to remind people, when we're talking about this Blue Hill Ave, the redesign project, and what we're talking about here, we're talking about from Grove Hall to
Mattapan
Square. Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Yep. What has been the overall? So, a big question that everybody has is: we have seen an influx in traffic, especially around Blue Hill Ave, in the last couple of, since back from COVID. I was thinking Blue Hill Ave has always had, some traffic issues. It seems like it's it's ramping up. It's getting more and more silly to be on Louisville Ave driving in a car. You're not really getting anywhere. Might take you anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes to just get down from that Grove Hall to Mattapan Square. How is that being combated in these different plans and different situations? Because it's getting a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's another really common thing that we've heard from folks. Again, no matter how you're traveling, things feel a little bit more chaotic. Part of that is that, across the entire city and the country, the roads kind of cleared out during COVID and people got used to more empty roads. And at least personally, I've seen that driving behaviors got used to those empty roads. So you see people driving faster and maybe not with as much regard for other folks traveling on the road. So it feels a little bit less safe. It feels a little bit more chaotic. But traffic has definitely come back. We've also seen that bus ridership has really come back. So out of all of the bus routes in the entire MBTA system, the 28's ridership has actually rebounded the most. And we found that over half the people traveling on Blue Hill during rush hour are in the bus, and they're actually not in cars. So there's a lot of people on the road. A lot of them are in cars, but even more of them are in buses. So we just want to make sure that everybody is able to move, regardless of how they're traveling.
When you guys are speaking to people, and I'm pretty sure if you're we'll put this somewhere. We'll share it on our page so that you guys can see it. There are 2 QR codes where you can listen to the voices of residents who participated in real talk conversations, and then you can read the engagement part, the engagement report. So both of them. When you're listening and talking to people, I know that there are different type of travelers. Who are the most vocal? The drivers?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And I'm asking because I feel like as Boston tries to be more inclusive to all travelers, it's a point of contention and some uncomfortability for the drivers because we the delegation, often feel like we're being, punished almost. And I don't want, the way that I'm going to put it seems crazy. We're being punished to make room for others. It's like reverse discrimination. So like, how is it that you guys are dealing with, bikers, walkers, and mobile drivers to feel like they are all being heard and that all of the concerns are being addressed? Because they are lighting these comments up right now.
I'm sure they are.
They are mash. This is because it's traumatic. This is a little bit of trauma.
Yeah.
This is for the people. I keep a family event every year. This year I had it on American Legion Highway, and you know how American Legion Highway is set up now, but it's no longer family friendly for people to park on American Legion. People were literally driving over those things.
Flex posts.
The what are they called?
Flex posts.
Yes.
Flex posts. Okay.
Flex posts.
Never knew that. Yeah, people were just driving over those, parking all down and stuff like that. Are we going to continue to use those? Are those going to...
So that's a different team that does the actual implementation to figure out what are the materials that we use. I will say I haven't heard any discussions about not using them, but I know we have heard that people don't like the flex posts.
They are terrible.
So we are looking at
that.
We heard that loud and clear. From
look at them.
all the folks,
when I see them, I get angry.
We're having conversations with folks, but I think to your point about it feeling it is very emotional for drivers, and that's for a reason, and that's because in the 50s the city decided to create Blue Hill Avenue to prioritize cars because white flight was happening, and they wanted people from the suburbs to be able to get into Boston easier. So they took the trolley out from the middle of Blue Hill Avenue, and they put in car lanes that weren't necessarily meant to serve the neighborhood. They were meant to get people south of the city into downtown. But what that's meant is that, that choice was made a long time ago, and it degraded the quality of transit on the corridor. And so, even one of these comments that we have here, someone's talking about they stopped taking the bus to work at Children's Hospital because it would take 2 hours, and in a car it could be 20 minutes. That is a direct result of the choices that were made by people like us a long time ago. And so folks who live in the communities now, they grew up with cars being kind of the best option for a lot of people. The problem is that yes, for many people, a car is the best option.
Yeah.
But for a lot of folks, they can't afford a car.
Yeah.
They can't, that cars are, y'all know, cars are a lot of money.
They are a lot of money.
And stuff can
And
happen.
I can't
You
afford
can have
the one
to
I
do
got.
maintenance all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You can't control the price of gas, all that sort of stuff. And so we see it as part of our responsibility to take into account the needs of everyone using the corridor, especially those over half of people who are on the bus. Now, we're, again, not like the old days. Like, we're not going to destroy buildings to widen the street.
Yeah.
So we only have so much space to work with. And that's where these trade-offs come in. And I'm not going to,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to have these
Because
conversations.
when we were just reading when we were reading a story from before about what they're doing with Center Street.
Center Street, yes.
With Center Street, it's like they're taking, it's gonna go from 4 lanes to 2 lanes, and
3 technically.
3, okay.
So it'll be 2 travel lanes with a center turning lane.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So even something like that, when you're thinking just mathematically, you're like, we're going from 4 to 2.5. The traffic is already crazy with 4. So then and I know that I'm just thinking about it in terms of car driving, but even so, that isn't car driving, sitting in traffic, bad for the environment. So that's another thing. Yeah.
Totally hear you on that. So one of the goals that we have as a city is to increase transit usage, and we can only do that if we make transit a good option.
I was going to say, because then that leads to the talk about the T being cracked.
Yes. Well, not yes. I refrain from commenting on that. I work with a lot of people at the T.
Hey, guys.
But I will say, that is one thing, though, about the bus is that, like, the bus system, other than being caught in traffic, our buses are reliable.
That's
the buses are really the workhorses of the Boston transit system.
That's true.
And especially if we can make the buses better on Blue Hill Ave. Blue Hill Avenue is carries more people than any individual branch of the Green Line.
Yeah,
really?
the numbers that you guys told us the last time, it was just like, oh my gosh,
it's almost 37,000 people.
I never even realized, and I think a lot of people, there are many things can be right at the same time. We could hate all of the bus enhancements. At the same time, we can understand that there are more people that ride public transportation in Boston, especially, than people that drive. So, it's one of those things. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel.
Yeah. I mean, and of course we're a little biased because we are drivers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think that tension is normal, and it's actually, I think that's one of the things that we've appreciated most about going out and having these conversations is that we've had the opportunity to sit in that tension with people because it's real and you have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we don't want people to feel like this is something being done to them. We want to make sure they feel like it's something being done with them, even if they're not 100% on board with whatever the final outcome is.
And I think it also helps us to have these conversations because, I don't own a car. I can't afford a car, so I'm taking transit everywhere. But it helps to hear from people that drive every day what your experience is because we don't have the same experience traveling down the road. So I want to hear what it's like to be frustrated sitting in traffic, what it's like to feel unsafe because you're getting cut off or problems with speeding and things like that. So I think this was a really good learning opportunity for everyone, and especially these real talk conversations that we had were so helpful for that. These were 1 hour long small focus group conversations that were really predicated on the question of what does the future of Blue Hill Ave look like for you? So we asked people that question and asked them what their questions were about Blue Hill. And we heard from people, all of these were very mixed groups. So you would have a school bus driver and someone that drives Blue Hill to get to see their family every day. And you'd have them in that conversation together. And I think it's really helpful to share those perspectives because you look at the road and you say there's so many cars and there's only one bus. Yeah. But really there's as many people in that one bus as there are in all those cars on the entire block. So it's that visual difference that makes it really hard to identify with each other. But when you sit down and have these conversations, and I would really encourage people to listen to the Real Talk website, you can hear directly from people speaking their own truth themselves. It was such a perspective changer for me.
I had a question about, so outside of the what's going on with the traffic, we also have the empty parcels.
Yes.
What's going on with that? Do you have an update?
So
there's 30 vacant lots along Blue Hill Ave.
Yeah, so those are all sort of being there's a separate process, very similarly named, called the Blue Hill Avenue Action Plan that is working on sort of turning those parcels into whatever they're going to be. I haven't had an update. I'm actually speaking with our housing colleagues today. But the really great thing about those, and I would definitely encourage folks to get involved, because the city owns the land, we have a lot more control over what gets built.
Okay.
So usually when there's, a vacant lot, if it's not owned by the city, we have our zoning code we can use to try to help influence what gets built there, but that only goes so far.
Yeah.
When we own the land, we can help. We can say, like, you have to make X% affordable.
Yeah.
Like, you have to allow space for retail. You have to let this be, like, apartments, not condos, or condos, not apartments. Okay. So that is a great opportunity to get involved in helping shape your neighborhood.
Question, another overall question that keeps on getting brought up. So when it comes to the different types of transport on the Blue Hill, we have walkers, we have drivers, we have public transportation, and we have bikers. I think the biggest concern about the biker situation is winter time. So we're making all these provisions for people that ride bikes all the time, and I know that there's some bikers that go through the winter. That's crazy. But on some place like Blue Hill Ave, where it's predominantly most likely people of color who are most likely in the car or in public transportation and are not avid bike riders, like we would see in more so like Cambridge and in different other areas of Massachusetts. How do we think about that when it comes to turning full lanes into bike lanes? So now when winter comes and there's no bikers out there and we are watching this lane not be occupied while we're sitting in traffic for 30 minutes, how do we make provisions for that? Like, what was the thought process around those things?
Yeah. So I will say, you're right. There are definitely people who choose not to bike in winter, but I will say my husband, when he immigrated, he bought a bike, and that was his way to get around.
He was like, I'm good.
That's it. Yeah. To this day, he bikes in the winter. He's got his coat. He has this like terrifying face mask that looks like the Joker. I hate it, but it is what it is. So there are people who bike year round, but I think something that's really important about the bike lane conversation is that it's not. Yes, it's absolutely, like, biking can be a great, very low cost way to get around. So it's for folks because we know that people in these neighborhoods, a lot of them are already struggling with affordability and being able to stay here, providing a reliable, very low cost transportation option can be a great way to help with household costs. The other element of this, though, too, is that we heard from so many people who said, I just want my kids to be able to bike. Like, I want to be able to go ride the Neponset River Greenway with them, which is like a beautiful path along the river at the southern end of the corridor. Or I remember listening to a doctor talk about how she had a patient and she said, it would be great if you could get more active to help address some of your health stuff. Like, biking is a really low impact way for your knees to be able to get out more. And she had nowhere safe to bike. So we see a lot of this as like providing people with options.
Not that they know that they need it right now, but if they had the option, they might. Okay.
Because Blue Hill Ave isn't really. There are people who bike on Blue Hill Ave. Every time I'm on Blue Hill, I see people biking, and every time I'm so nervous and scared for them because it doesn't feel safe for most people today. So it's hard to know what the demand is because.
It's not there.
I don't want to see a kid biking on Blue Hill today.
See, and my thing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's also this thing we see, and like we call it induced demand, but it's really like if you build it, they will come. And we see this in other neighborhoods too. A lot of people aren't biking right now. Like I take the bus down Blue Hill Ave all the time. I don't bike because I don't feel safe. We see in a lot of areas that if you build safe facilities, people will use it. If you build wider sidewalks, people will use up that space, whether it's for like cafe seating, whether it's for more benches, whether it's just for taking a walk. If you make that space for people, they will usually fill it.
All right. How soon do we see that they're using it? What's the time frame that people start to be like, oh, this is safe for me to drive a bike. I'm going to do it. Because I understand, to be honest with you, I understand bike lanes around Blue Hill Ave. Like some. I don't think they'd have to be that wide. So that's my thing. I think that bikers should have a safe space to ride. I believe that bikers should have a distinguished place to ride their bike. They can't necessarily do it on a sidewalk because it's white. Walkers, they can't necessarily do it on the street because there are drivers. So I understand the need. I guess my concern is always, why does it have to take away to do that? Like, why do they have to be the full width of a vehicle instead of, you know, the width? Not saying that the width of a bike this small, but like, why does it have to be a whole lane?
So welcome to our nerdy little world, because why does it have to be? So it's actually because we have to be able to plow it. So you have to be able to run a city plowing vehicle down it. And the city plowing vehicles, they're not quite as wide as like a travel lane, but they're about as wide as a parking lane.
Okay.
So until we are able to find smaller vehicles to do the plowing, which is something we're working on.
With little bobcats.
I know we got some like little tiny ones that go around City Hall Plaza. The problem is that those can't drive themselves all the way to Blue Hill.
And then if you have some down on Blue Hill, then you have to have somewhere to store them. So there's a lot of logistics here, and we are actively working on that, because we know that's a question we get from a lot of people. Like, why do they have to be so wide?
See, I'm glad that you guys are here to ask it, because I try to figure these things out. I was like, it don't have calculating wise. It don't have to be that long.
The only place that made sense for me was when we were talking about Mass Ave last week, or somebody wrote in the comments like, that's because it's for both ways. Yeah. And I was like, oh. Yeah. And then I saw people going down, and I was like, that makes sense. But these other little bike highways, I'm like, that's too big.
Yeah, the little bike highways. Those are silly.
Like, that's too big.
There's one on Mass Ave that I'm like, and one that Tristan continues to believe that he can drive down over on Dudley Street. I don't know which way to go. But that's another thing. We were talking about that a little bit earlier too, just to kind of get all of the most obvious questions out there. The drawings that we are doing all over the road to show people where to go, I feel it's very distracting too, because I'm trying to make sure that my car stays in the part that is not designated for the bikes and not designated for the buses. And I want to also make sure that I'm not getting hit by a car, but I have to follow the road because there's a lane that has an arrow that goes this way and it stops right here. Why was that the plan, to do so much on the road?
Yeah, so, it's definitely a balance of how do you make sure that people know where to go and what to do, but don't, overwhelm them with signage. Yeah. I think, too, at the root of it, a big core change is coming back after the pandemic. For a while, when you were driving in Boston, you didn't have to pay that much attention because there weren't many people out. And now not only are there more people back on the roads, but we have made some changes. Bikes and what it means is that you really have to pay attention right now until you get used to it. And that's hard because when I drive, especially when I'm back home, I'm fully on autopilot. I've gone out of the neighborhood.
We're on autopilot.
I've gone out of the neighborhood before and turned right because I always turn right.
Yeah.
I needed to turn left.
Not where I'm going.
And so that is just, again, talking about these are adjustments, and adjustments are hard, and we don't want to deny that. So we're definitely working on, we definitely love feedback about what signage is and isn't working well. Yeah. You can always submit that through 311.
Okay.
And that gets to our team, so the 311 app.
And we love 311 over here. We report everything on 311. Yeah.
So that's one part of it. And then the other part of it is, to your point too, these are not necessarily things you learn in driving school.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to partner with the state to do a better job of trying to because we train our bus operators, when the new infrastructure comes in.
But we're not
the thing is,
drivers.
they have continual training, whereas drivers don't.
Yeah.
So how do we get this in front of them and so we can teach people what things mean so that they're not as overwhelmed when they encounter them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So basically, folks, after all this, get yourself a scooter, get yourself a bike, because the cars ain't working.
An electric scooter.
Yes. And I thought about it. For us, right now we're drivers. We're gonna soon move to Blue Hill Ave as well, so we'll be commercial residents of Blue Hill Ave. And I always think about these things ahead of time, like what the traffic's gonna be like. They live like literally down the street, so they've been talking about getting electric things all the time. And like, you will by accident convert yourself into a biker or a scooter rider or anything that might be a little bit excited about these bike lanes, so you never know. Like, I think that the ongoing conversation about this and keeping people updated so that they know what's going on and that they're prepared for it is important, because oftentimes we clearly hear from people saying, oh, I didn't know, or enough communication wasn't out. And I'm glad that even like a year and a half early, or even before that, you guys are having these community conversations to just let people know, like, nothing has been necessarily decided yet. You still have time to voice your opinion and figure out a way that all of this can work. So I understand, like, people getting upset about it. I am one of those people, but at the same time, I want to make myself useful in engaging with you guys and making sure that we are up to date and that we continue to bring these things to the community so they know what's going on.
Right.
So
I appreciate you guys wanting to come in here to talk about it too. Like, that's so important. So that's a part of your community engagement and outreach, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
A note to all. Not to cut you off. Sorry. Okay. This is a note to all of our listeners. You guys can visit the website that we posted.
Yes.
Because they have been flooding. We don't have enough time to read all the comments that they have been dropping. I have people texting me. Telling me
there are paragraphs being written in here. We'll try to see if we can give them to you guys.
If you could pass them along to us, that would be great.
Please.
So we'll make sure that you guys know what these people are saying. They are out of control. They're very, very aggressive. No, but I think it's important, because this is not an easy conversation, obviously, and you guys have been doing it, so I'm pretty sure at this point you're used to the almost venom that has probably been slang at you. So I appreciate the continuous effort to keep us informed. And please, every time you guys have an update, just let us know. We'll bring you right back in here so we can answer some more questions, because it's so important to hear from you guys. It's extremely important. So I'm really, really happy about it.
I think once our elected officials make a decision on the design direction, it would be great for us to come back in and talk to you about what that means. Because regardless of whatever decision is made, we want to make sure that people are informed and have an opportunity to shape what happens. Because even after this decision is made on which approach we're taking, there's so much work to be done and so much room to shape the outcome. So we would love to come back in.
Absolutely. I like what you just said there too. Definitely talk to your elected officials. These are the people that will help speak for you. So definitely talk to them.
Don't be afraid of them either. They work for you. They just regular people with a title. You go tell them what you want and they will do the fighting for you. With that said, people, thank you guys again for coming in. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Canna Fans' high-profile Bodega Cannabis shop is now serving Boston in 3 locations. Be sure to stop by Dorchester, Rosendale, and Roxbury for the best prices on OZs and J's. Not to mention edibles, carts, concentrates, and more. Download the high-profile app on the App Store or Google Play to keep up to date on Boston's best bundles. Experience the best prices and see how we roll at High Profile Bodega. Visit highprofilecannabis.com for additional details.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information. The all-new Spark FM.
You're the baddest one.
Spark FM. You are now listening to Spark FM. Spark FM. Spark FM. New England's #1 urban Caribbean music.
Radio. Spark FM. Boston, get ready to celebrate in style. It's a year of celebration, and V-Star Production proudly presents the 10th anniversary of Boston Caribbean Fashion.
Tell them I'm gone, I said tell them I'm gone, don't even bother calling me.
From October 18th to the 21st, immerse yourself in the world of beauty, culture, fashion, and style. Join us for the fabulous fashion events including a Avant-Garde Design Show and the BCFW Honors Award Ceremony and the unforgettable Teen Fashion Night. Don't miss the grand finale as BCFW closes out the week with a sensational fashion show at Roxbury Community College Auditorium featuring New England's top designers and a special musical performance by incredible Sophia Leslie. Boston Caribbean Fashion Week is the event of the year, October 18th to the 21st. Get your tickets today at bostoncfw.com and be a part of the amazing celebration of style. Boston Caribbean Fashion Week, where fashion meets culture. Be there.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
The all-new Spark FM.
Them no like me, I mean I like them.
Spark FM.
Come on. Hot, sicker than your average.
Spark FM.
Young chick a man be ballin'. Deep chick pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Randolph White retired from his job at the paper mill in Georgetown 10 years ago. He lives in this house with his wife in a very rural area of Williamsburg County.
Well, it's nice and quiet and peaceful. And I don't have to worry about people that close up tight. I like speed.
He loves living about 2 miles away from where he grew up. Normally it's pretty quiet, but on Sunday afternoon,
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching. So in between a screech and a whistle. What? So what in the world was this? I heard a boom. So what in the world was this?
What the hell?
Just know it's got some.
Oh, it's some food.
That is, what is his name? I forgot his name. Something Willie Daniel.
Willie Daniel. Man, oh
Willie
man,
Daniel.
I tell you the truth. Boy, I tell you.
Gotta love your folks.
Man,
Gotta
you
love
gotta love them because they is not ready. They is not right. Anyhow, it's time for us to get into our national and world news. Miss Tony, what you got for us?
I've got some things for y'all, boy. I've got a lot of headlines. I'm just reading headlines because there's a lot of things here for me to say to you guys. So, the two Georgia girls that were abducted from Burger King have been found.
Oh, good.
They have been found safe.
The Amber Alert children.
The little Amber Alert children. The mother of the two children, Kayla Spears, has been charged with 2 counts of kidnapping. Now, this was the mother. Yesterday, they told us they didn't know what the relationship was between the children, but they are. Kylie and Kaylin are believed to be in extreme danger, indicating that they had allegedly traveled with a woman named Michaela Harrell and had possibly changed the vehicle while they were traveling. After the Amber Alert was issued, the Columbus Police Department shared in a news release on Monday that both girls had been located safely at approximately 11:30 a.m. in the area of South Georgia. In their release, the authorities explained that detectives quickly initiated their investigation and gathered information, including a detailed vehicle description. So they've been found. The little girls.
Good. I'm glad about that.
They've been found and they are safe.
Was she, did you know, in those situations, sometimes I feel a little bit some type of way when it's the mother or the father, because it's probably like, oh, I finally got my children. I'm going to leave with them so they can be with me and be happy.
And then why would they say that the kids were like in extreme danger like that? You know, like it just sounded a lot more.
Or she could have been a hateful monster who killed them all the time. So, you know, you just don't know. You just don't know with these stories.
Gosh. Oh, wow. Okay. And then what else, too, do we have? A judge has imposed a gag order on Donald Trump in his D.C. trial.
Finally.
He told Donald Trump, you got to shut the F up. A federal judge has barred Donald Trump from attacking witnesses, prosecutors, and court staff involved in his Washington, D.C. criminal case, imposing a gag order that sharply escalates the tension between Trump's 2024 bid for the presidency and the realities of his status as a criminal defendant. First Amendment protections yield to the administration of justice to the protection of witnesses, Judge Tanya Chuckton said on Monday as she issued the gag order. His presidential candidacy does not give him carte blanche to vilify public servants who are simply doing their job. And very good. Somebody needs to do that with Trump. Because Trump definitely.
Finally. Because how come nobody ever makes Trump just says to him, why can't you shut up?
This is the second one. He had one.
A gag order?
Yeah, basically for the Georgia case as well is going on right now. He can no longer intimidate witnesses and stuff like that. So basically,
But that's crazy how this president who is the forerunner or the front runner for the presidency, has to be told that he cannot intimidate.
He ain't gonna shut
witnesses. Like
Right,
he's
'cause
not.
You know, what's the name of his platform?
Yeah, Truth Social.
Truth Social.
You know he's all on that Truth Social, going ham right now with all kind of foolishness. This guy.
But it's cool. He just keep digging a bigger hole for himself. You know.
And then what are you supposed to do with that? Like, you know, like when you
let him
just
dig
a
it.
complete a-hole.
Yeah. His lawyers can't even control him.
But is he digging a hole for himself? Like the worst that can happen to Trump, I feel at this point, is that maybe he will go to jail, but he'll still be president from jail.
Yeah.
We got a sitting president in the jail cell who is active.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. What else do we have here? 4 inmates escaped from a Georgia detention center, including a murder suspect. And Tristan, if you want to flash the picture of them real quick, they look like some bad hombres. I don't want to mess with them. And so, you know, what do we do about that? What do we do about them there? Do you see the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting story as well. They had a car. They escaped, jumped over a cut wire fence, and they had a Camaro. What is it? A Camaro come pick them up.
A Camaro?
No, not a Camaro. A Dodge Challenger.
So what did they do? They escaped from prison,
They
jumped
escaped.
over and had a car waiting?
They jumped over a gate that had a fence. with
The barbed wire.
The barbed wire. It was cut, though. So
Yeah.
somebody cut it overnight or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And then
they had help.
Blue Dodge Challenger.
Oh, wow.
A blue one.
A
Picked
blue.
them up from
That
it.
sounds pretty
Specifically, a blue one.
A blue one.
A flashy.
I saw
And
the
as
video
a
this
Camaro,
morning.
that's a flashy big car.
That's what I said.
Yeah, wow.
And then for the 4 people, for the 4 of them, all of them.
For all of them.
So they had that together. There was everybody just breaking out of jail.
Do they know where they are? Did it say that? They
didn't say
they still
know.
gone?
Yeah, they gone.
Yeah.
They gone.
Oh, so can I ask a question? Is something happening in the jails right now that everybody's escaping
Everybody
from
can
prison?
just leave when they want to?
Yeah, like if I knew that I could just go to jail and then I don't got to stay there once I escape, then I must try to escape too. Like, how come nobody else is escaping? Y'all want to invite nobody with you? And where does white man come from?
One of them is arrested on murder.
You think
I'm not
they
sure
took
which
the
one
white
it-
man with them?
No, I think the white man took them with them.
Which one y'all think is the white man? Let's see.
Which one do you think is the white man? I think the
It's-
white
it
one
say
is the
they-
white
it-
man.
It say their names. It say their names.
Oh, say the names.
Joey. Oh, that's him. Joey Fournier.
That's him.
52.
Because the other one is Mark
Johnny
Anderson.
Fournier, Mark Anderson.
He's
Mark
Bayesian.
Terry
Jonathan. His
Oh.
mother didn't know
Barnwell.
if they wanted his father's name was John and his mother's name was Jennifer, and they put it together and called this man Jennifer, and I think that's crime. Arrest the mother.
That's creative.
Jennifer.
Look,
Jennifer.
look at the hole. This is something.
Oh, see, that's a good hole to escape from. How they didn't?
Sheldon and Alicia made Shalicia. So
Look at the challenge.
Man, I can figure out how in the hell
Ain't nobody noticed that big ass hole in the gate of the jail.
And then they all went in that Challenger, had to sit on each other's laps because remember there was somebody picking them up too. So
it was 5 of them.
in that two-seater
But I guess at that point, I'm just glad to be outside. So I'll sit on your lap for a little bit because I was most likely sitting on your lap in jail as well.
No. No.
I don't know.
You don't think so? You don't think they were sitting on each other's lap in jail?
Lap it up. I don't know.
But
I bet you, Joey Fournier probably was braiding Mark Anderson's hair. He would probably.
Jonathan.
I feel like Jonathan is the murder suspect. That's what I feel. If I had to pick one, I'm sorry. I feel like it might be you, Jonathan. You are the weakest link. Suspect in the Natalie Holloway disappearance to reveal details of her death in a plea deal. So we know this guy, Von Fonstenberg or whatever his name is, the one that young boy that was accused of taking Natalie Holloway down there in Aruba, right?
Really?
Yeah, Jordan Vandersloot.
Vandersloot.
Mm-hmm.
He
allegedly struck a deal to plead guilty to involvement in an extortion plot and tell what he knows about the Alabama teenager's disappearance and
That's
death.
crazy. We hearing about that
still. Yeah.
40 years later.
Yep. Jordan Vandersloot is expected to plead guilty to his involvement in an extortion plot connected to the Natalie Holloway's disappearance, and her family's lawyer said the deal will require him to reveal how the Alabama teen died. The plea agreement, was conditioned upon Mr. Vandersloot revealing details of how Natalie died and how her body was disposed of. Neither a lawyer for the Vandersloot nor federal prosecutors could immediately be reached for comment. Holloway disappeared on vacation in Aruba with classmates celebrating her high school graduation in 2005, and an Alabama probate court declared her dead in 2012. So 7 years later, she was declared dead. Vandersloot, a Dutch national, has long been considered a suspect in Holloway's presumed slaying, and a federal grand jury indicted him in 2010 on 2 counts of wire fraud and extortion. He was extradited to the U.S. in June to face allegations that he demanded $250,000 from her family in exchange for information about her disappearance. That's so weird. Like, they never found her. They never found the body or anything. What if?
What if what?
What if she's still alive?
I thought about that once upon a time. But along with, this doesn't have anything to do with her, Natalie Holloway. I only remember this because when me and Tony went to Barbados one of these days, these years. The same year, or maybe a couple years after, we kept on referring to ourselves, which is very ignorant and terrible, as Natalie Holloway, because we was wilding out. We was wilding out. We was all over the place with a lot of different people just doing random things. That's why I love Barbados, because we was safe.
We was safe.
The people took care of us in Barbados. They made sure that we did not have a situation of Natalie Holloway.
A mile of the gap in the dark.
Yes, in the dark, on the beach.
On the beach.
Lost each other for quite some hours.
Barbados.
Ah, Barbados.
All right.
What's next?
El Chapo's Sinaloa cartel now. They telling them the cartel, El Chapo's Sinaloa drug cartel bars fentanyl production under penalty of death. They said, if y'all keep making fentanyl, we're going to kill you.
Yes.
And I agree.
Mexico's
notorious Sinaloa cartel, once ruled by now jail drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, has barred the production of fentanyl under the penalty of death. The about face by the narco crew, the main trafficker of the deadly synthetic opioid flooding the U.S., comes as El Chapo's kids bow to a mounting law enforcement crackdown on the drug trade, the Wall Street Journal reported on Monday.
He's still the kingpin.
He's a king.
He's the king from jail.
He's a king.
That's nice. I thought that only happened in the movies.
I was watching, what was the movie that I was watching the other day? And the kingpin was ruling all of them and da-da-da-da-da.
From jail?
No. He was out. And then one day he was outside and somebody just came up to him and just shot him dead and was like, we don't like the way you're doing things.
Oh, damn.
It's crazy.
Well, right now in Tommy, they have to talk to one of the leaders of the drug lord who's in jail, and they got to ask him for permission. I'm like, this man is in jail.
I gotta go watch Tommy all over again.
Look at that.
That's in Power too.
Yeah.
Remember the man was in the jail.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige husband.
Because then you have a whole operation
Mm-hmm.
you have a whole operation in the jail, and you still giving orders outside the jail, because that's crazy to me, because I feel like once you go to jail, there needs to be an acting kingpin.
Speaking of all of that, I picked up Sons of Anarchy again yesterday.
Did you? Good.
I'm in season 4 now.
Okay.
Made it there. Have no idea
How
what's
many
going on.
seasons
It's
it got?
playing in the background.
It's like 5.
Like 8.
I have a friend watching the Supernatural thing. It got 15 seasons, 22 episodes per season.
That's
crazy. What? That's foolish.
That's a lifetime. That's a year.
I mean, but Game of Thrones was 7 seasons with like 20 episodes each.
All about an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
That was that because but Game of Thrones is a terrible, terrible show because you could literally sit there for 10 to 15 hours. I kid you not.
On one Sunday, I watched 13 hours of Game of Thrones.
I think the most I got was like 7. And it was crazy because you would go in there and you
stop that. That was too much of my life.
Bro, for 2 weeks straight, I ate, breathed, and slept. Watching it on the phone, watching it on the computer, on the tablet. Ooh.
Downloading episodes. All that Game of Thrones takes over your life, It does. Anyhow, so El Chapo was like, stop making that. We're going to kill you. And stop.
Stop doing that.
Stop. So that's El Chapo and them. Who else we got here? India's top court declines to legalize same-sex marriage.
Ooh, that's not good.
Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to let things happen.
No, India is like, y'all can have whatever rules y'all want to have in America, but when it comes over here, off with your head, which is crazy because what I do in my bedroom should not affect you, India.
I guess so. That's what Lindian said. LinkedIn laid off 668 employees in a second cut this year, which is crazy because ain't LinkedIn supposed to help you find a job?
I ain't gonna fire me for the place that I come to get a job.
On LinkedIn that fired you to get a new job?
LinkedIn is just networking. It's not that's
it's
Monster.
social media?
That's Monster. Yeah, LinkedIn is just like, for people, professionals.
Oh.
It's a Facebook for professionals.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. This guy, remember that biker who jumped on the car with the lady had her 2 kids in the back?
Yeah,
and she was fighting him?
Yep.
They've increased his bail to $4 million.
Good, you brute.
Good, you jackass. That's exactly what they need to. He needs to stay in jail forever. They need to take away his bail. What are they giving him bail for?
Absolutely.
A motorcyclist was arrested earlier this month after officials say he was children inside. Cody Heron will remain in custody after appearing before a judge on Monday for aggravated assault and related charges in connection to the incident. He was held on nearly every charge, according to DA's
Freedom,
office,
I want to hear it.
who also said the bail was increased from $1 million for each transcript, totaling 10% of $4 million. Video of the assault was recorded by a tourist atop a double-decker sightseeing bus and swept across the internet. The suspect is seen getting off his motorcycle, jumping onto the back of the woman's car and kicking in the windshield. The woman gets out and confronts the suspect, who she said pointed a handgun in her face. As the video continues, the suspect headbutts and shoves the woman as he retreats back to his bike. Police say tips poured in to identify him, who was taken into custody at his home days later. On Monday, the woman told Fox 29 that she and her children are still scared, but are happy to move forward. He will now appear for arraignment hearing on October 30th. And good. I don't even know why they gave him bail in the first place. And then a $1.4 million speeding ticket was given to a Georgia man. Officials
How many
say
million?
$1.4 million.
How do you write a ticket? What is the infraction that I committed for how much?
$1.4 million.
What is it?
He received it. He was doing 90 mile per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. He called the court thinking that the figure was a typo, but he says he was told he either had to pay it or appear in court in December.
I'll appear in court.
So then officials say anyone caught driving more than 35 miles per hour above the speed limit has to appear in court, where a judge will determine the actual fine. The figure Cato received reflected a placeholder that was automatically generated by e-citation software used by the local recorder's office.
No.
The actual fine cannot exceed $1,000 in addition to state mandated
That is
costs.
silly. What is the placeholder? I guess when I saw it, I would probably be inclined to call and ask if this was real too, because how you gonna, what is the friggin' fine for 40 miles over the speed limit? You gonna give me $1 million fine? I'm supposed to, you just take my car.
And then a fight has broken out. Disneyland fight breaks out in Fantasyland with the kids and the strollers stuck in the middle. Kids were caught in the middle of a brawl at Disneyland as adults threw punches and delivered kicks while bumping into baby strollers during a fist fight in Fantasyland between the Mastro whale and the spinning teacup ride. A fight involving at least 5 adults broke out on Sunday in the kiddie land of the Anaheim theme park, according to the video posted. Any type of violence at the Disneyland resort will not be tolerated, according to Disneyland officials.
Well, what y'all think they was, black or white,
It was black.
Latino, Chinese?
No injuries were reported, and the Anaheim Police Department was notified, according to the Disneyland officials. Can you see the fight?
They was black?
I don't know. No arrests were made, and the incident remains under investigation. The fight quickly escalated on sunny Sunday afternoon when 2 adults began throwing roundhouse punches. I thought roundhouse was a kick.
I thought it was a kick too, and I know how to do it. Let me show you.
Hold on, let me put this.
This is the roundhouse kick. See that?
Very nice job.
Thank you. So hot now.
She's special.
So hot.
She's special.
I don't understand.
Did you see
There
it?
is a video.
There's a video of the roundhouse kick.
Two kids found themselves in the middle of the fight as the combatants bumped into a baby stroller during the 11-second video made by Instagrammer Captured Thrills. A man involved in the fight fell to the ground and was kicked by a woman while he was trying to get up. Damn, talk about kick them while they're down. Disneyland security was on the scene after the brawl while Fantasyland cast members cordoned off the fight area between the parade route and the Mad Hatter gift shop.
What made them mad?
I don't know.
Let's get to that.
It doesn't say.
I understand though, because I feel like Disney World is one of those places that frustration could probably rise pretty quickly. Some of the videos that I see, golly, why they have to be that color too?
You see it? Are they showing it?
Hold on. Let's put it up on the screen.
Let me see.
Why you black people can't just behave? You didn't need to fight over that turkey leg that you got over there. They got more.
Turkey legs be good. I would fight over it too.
I want one of them.
Let's see the fight.
Not a parade crowd this time. So here is a fight. They are.
I don't see it.
How fast is it?
Did it happen?
Oh, damn. Oh, I saw the roundhouse kick.
Hold on. You go back here.
Bruh, first of all, Disney World looks friggin' chaotic in general.
Oh, they was beating up the white man.
Oh, he fell. Man down. Come back, little girl.
That was the black folks beating up the white folks.
Dos Miro. Can't get right to nothing.
Uncle
Y'all
Grandpa
just
guessed that it was albino red-headed Asians from Africa that were fighting.
Why people go to the world of Disney to fight for?
That's what I just think it's frustrating. I think there's too many people there. I think that the lines are too long. It's probably hot. The kids are annoying. I feel like Disney World is a cesspool of anger. Swear I gotta go next year if I'm a child.
We're going to Disney World though. We're not going to the land.
Yes.
Disney World here is in California.
Oh no, Disney World.
Disneyland.
Disneyland. We going to Disneyland?
No, we're going to Disney World.
Why we not going to Disneyland? Ain't Disneyland cheaper?
I don't know.
I just feel like Disney World, it's just so many things. There's so much happening. Like, it's just, I got to get a turkey leg. You want to go see Princess Diana. Like, all of the things.
And I do have to get one of those turkey legs. Yeah. That is something that I have to get.
Do they come with bread and cheese?
No. Just big ass turkey leg. That's my national news.
And for entertainment, as we get right into that, just to make sure that we are texting, Sexy Red was in Boston last night at it looks like a sold out show. Let me tell y'all while I'm mad.
Was it sold out?
I think so. Let me tell y'all while I'm mad. Our good up girl, Bia, still have ticket left. But do you guys, I hope she get the type of crowd that Sexy Red got. Because Sexy Red just came. Our Bia been here for a while. Sexy Red
she sold her soul to the devil.
True. I could get, she looks tired.
She look like the devil.
Play the video so that people can see.
I don't want
to.
I think she looked like the devil.
Oh.
Tristan, that's not nice.
Herself
look at her. Whoa.
Tristan, she's a mother.
She don't look very,
She look tired.
She does look tired. It's a
and
boy.
you know, like in your career, when your career is just kicking off, I think that people should be a little bit more careful with having their little children. Like, let's get this 1 year run going well, and then maybe you should start talking about family upbringing, because she just looks tired. You look tired. There's a lot of people that paid a lot of money to go see her. And
was it a lot of money to see her?
I think maybe like $45, maybe.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
And
She
do you
don't
think
look very
people went to
nice.
see her because of her talent, or they went to see her?
I don't know, but it's disturbing for me.
I think that I don't know.
It's disturbing for me. If I want to challenge you guys to go check this out, but just go on YouTube and type up Charleston White and look up his description, or look up his point of view on Sexy Red, please. Because I mean, you know, y'all got daughters.
Yeah.
People got daughters. Y'all just, you know,
I
protect
mean,
y'all daughters at all costs.
Is it just artwork? Is it just life imitating art?
No, not when you tell me.
No. Okay. Is she giving bump? And another pregnancy news that shocked a little bit of the world. Halle Bailey, that is the sister to Chloe Bailey. She has
Halle
been.
Bailey is the Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid, yes. She
Halle
is
Berry.
the Little Mermaid. It looks like the Little Mermaid is rocking a baby bump for her baby father, or her boyfriend, DDG. And she's got an overgrown sweatshirt on. How old is this girl?
He's a rapper, right?
20-something.
She's 20. Oh, he's 26. She's 23. But she looks happy. She looks like she really loves this man. He seems clownish, but you know that comes with maybe his territory.
And you remember a couple weeks ago, he had went all over the place to go find her vegan eggs or something like that. So it makes sense that she would be pregnant if he's going out of his way all like that.
Oh, he's a rapper.
Yeah, he's a rapper. So that's
I don't want
nice.
her to be pregnant.
Here we go. We'll just touch on this a little bit, but it's not. Y'all will believe anything a white woman says. Jada Pinkett Smith fan slam TikToker attempt to disprove that Tupac proposed to actress while in prison. So I guess that is a direct response from Jada Pink. One of her many headlines from her media tour was that Tupac, even though they didn't have any sexual chemistry, he had proposed to her on his deathbed at some point. So then a white TikToker went on and tried to disprove what she had proved, and now that
She
is
said that in her book, that Tupac.
Yes, she said that Tupac proposed to her in the book, but they didn't really have no chemistry together like that. They was more so like best friends and things.
They was so.
No, but didn't. Oh no, I was about to say, didn't she say she had sex with Tupac's ghost? But that was
Bobby Brown.
Somebody was making fun of her.
Bobby Brown had sex with.
Somebody was making fun of her and was like, I had sex with Tupac's ghost.
Oh, they got that from Bobby Brown's book, because he definitely had sex with a succulent. It wasn't a succulent, succubus, which is a ghost lady.
Me and P Diddy had a nice time last night.
Who's P Diddy?
Puff Daddy was in my dream last night.
Oh. Funny Marco addresses uncomfortable interview with Southside and G Herbo. What's this about?
Who?
I don't know. Jelly sent it to us, so it must be juicy.
Oh, Funny Marco, he's a comedian, but this guy's not funny.
So that's what he's coming to Boston soon, and I've seen a couple of comments where people are like, oh my God, he's so funny, but I've seen him, and don't he do just sit there and blink at people?
He's a troll, and he acts like he doesn't know anything about you.
So Jelly says the interview was crazy. I don't know what happened in the interview.
It's not a real interview. He doesn't do real interviews. They're like parody. He does like parody interviews. So he acts like he doesn't know anything about the art. He just acts completely oblivious and just asks them like random questions.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, so
yeah, he's on Breakbeat. That is the platform that Dave Mays owns, the guy that started the source.
Oh yes, I know that name.
Britney Spears finally reveals why she shaved her head in 2007.
What did she say?
That shit just crazy. That's what the revelation is.
But she shaved her head and then she was beating up the car with the umbrella.
After 16 years, Britney Spears has finally revealed why she infamously cut off all of her hair ahead of her conservatorship. I'd been eyeballed so much growing up. I've been looked up and down, had people telling me what they thought of my body since I was a teenager. Shaving my head and acting out were my ways of pushing back. back. The pop star writes in her forthcoming memoir, The Woman in Me, according to an excerpt. I was made to understand that those days were now over, she shares. I had to grow my hair out and get back into shape. I had to go to bed early and take whatever medication they told me to take. And that is why she shaved her head. And I mean, I don't really know. If
you don't
any,
have to
that's what I'm saying. Baby girl,
Did she got a book coming out?
It's her fourth book, apparently.
You cut it off. You cut it off. You cut it off.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody asked about it. If somebody
I wonder
asked.
if when Britney Spears
Well, you know,
rose
I
to
remember
fame,
when
if
she
she
did
thought
that,
that this is how
everybody-
she would have to become famous.
Everybody remember? Do you remember when she did it? Everybody
Yeah.
thought she was crazy because she cut her hair. Why couldn't she just cut goddamn hair off?
Because she did it in the midst of her crazy.
Yeah, she did it, and then she shaved her head, and then she took an umbrella and was destroying somebody's car. So she was.
I think it was Kevin Federline's
Yeah,
or
she
her
was
own.
acting crazy.
And she was in the gas station with no shoes on. That's
Yeah.
nasty. That's the abomination to the world.
And that's when the guy came up, leave Britney alone.
Y'all leave Britney alone.
Yeah.
Just keep her spinning. Keep spinning, Brit.
Just
keep spinning.
Tupac's brother, Mopreme Shakur.
I didn't know he had a brother.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
yeah. Mopreme, he also was a rapper back in the day.
Really? Mopreme Shakur, Diddy told me personally he was not involved in Tupac's murder. I'm pretty sure that Diddy wouldn't have said
I
he
was involved in your brother's murder.
Yeah, like I get it. I hear what you're saying, but Mo Pope, you know, like Mopreme, bro, I don't feel like he would have told you if he was, you know. Tupac Shakur's brother Mopreme says Diddy called him personally to deny involvement in the Las Vegas murder. And while folks like 50 Cent continue to fuel that rumor, it sounds like Mopreme still wants an official verdict. On Monday, Pac's brother was back in the hot seat for Art of Dialogue, the same platform where Tupac murder suspect Keefe D told on himself, and Mopreme dug into the memory vault to recall the Diddy phone call. He says at the time they hadn't met, but Mo says the bad boy mogul knew exactly who he was and what he was about and wanted to tell him man to man the killing wasn't on his hands. Mopreme says Diddy dialed him sometime in the 2000s, which aligns with the 2008 Los Angeles Times story written by Chuck Phillip that implicated Diddy in Tupac's murder. The Times eventually retracted the story after the FBI reported its cited were not found and to be falsified. Mopreme admits finding answers behind Pac's death has been a chore and doesn't know what to make of Diddy's phone call to him. For what it's worth, Keefe was previously claimed Diddy was orchestrating behind the scenes. It's unclear what he'll say in court now, should he actually stand trial for Tupac's murder. I mean, okay.
This is every day there's something going on with this Tupac thing. It's crazy that
It seems like a distraction.
I don't know.
Between Tupac, and that's what I was wondering about
Tupac
this
and
Jada.
Jada?
Yeah, I was like, what are they distracting us from with this Tupac and Jada? What's going on? Something's happening.
You know, I guess not.
Also, we got some breaking news here. Terrell Owens was struck by a car last night.
Oh?
Yes, and the thing froze.
Is he okay?
Is he alright? Is he fine?
Yes, I believe he is fine. Story froze.
50 Cent is fueling it. He posted a picture of Suge and Tupac in the car that night he got shot. And there's a little person below Tupac and Thug Life Jada in New York looking for Puffy. LOL, you think you gonna get away with this? This is what 50 posted on his Instagram page and as a troll. And
What's his problem?
He's bored. When you got too much money and your shows are in hiatus, you got time to troll on the Instagram, on the toilet.
That's
know?
weird. It's weird,
Yeah.
weird
Okay.
stuff. Yep.
I got the story on Terrell Owens. He got into a tiff with someone during a pickup basketball game yesterday evening. This according to cops. Law enforcement told TMZ that Owens had been hooping in the Calabasas area when he apparently got into an argument with someone on the court. We're told the following game, the man who had been beefing with the NFL legend got into a car and drove the vehicle right into the former wide receiver's knee.
Damn. That's effed up. What, driving in his knee?
Thankfully, cops say Owens did not require medical attention.
So how fast was he going to actually? Why is that
so
breaking news?
Right, because he's not even really hurt.
Video, but
Law enforcement says officers took a report for assault with a deadly weapon, though no arrests have been made. Like this should not have been. Oh, then later that year, no, this was
Breaking news.
So he kind of
last
like
year,
bumped
he's been
him.
involved in the same kind of situation.
So he kind of like bumped him with a car a little bit, and it's breaking news that he got hit by a car. That's funny.
He don't even play football no more.
He don't need that knee. And Boosie Badass says he got his chain back after offering $10K reward for a lost all white diamond chain. He got that back, and I like that Boosie stay in the news. It just seems random, like this grown rapper who don't even really be rapping new songs anymore. It's just
how
always
old
in the
is
news.
Boosie? He's at least 60.
At least 60.
No, he only in the news for diss songs about his
baby mama
and daughter.
Baby mama's in jail. Living minus from the deal.
That's his song?
Nope.
Oh. All right.
Some other body got a song like that. Anyhow, people, that is our wrap up for today. You have learned all of the news that you need to learn to get you through National Pasta Day. Go make some spaghetti and hot dog, or spaghetti and chicken, or spaghetti and a little meat sauce.
Hot dog.
And make sure that you eat that. Take a picture of it and tag Spark FM so we know that you was out here eating good and eating right.
Eating
Hello.
good in the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood. Hello.
Hello.
With that said,
I'm
people.
gonna continue my job search, my apartment looking.
No, look for my
It
apartment.
ain't been going too good.
It's expensive out here in these streets, brother.
Boy, I tell you.
If anybody
you
got
better
a
find be a homosexual.
Yes, you better find some nice women to go shack up with, because they is nice.
And
women.
now winter is coming. You better get up on the wall.
That's what you need to do on the wall. All right, Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We will see you guys tomorrow. Keep it locked. Tomorrow we have our good friends over at Eastern Bank coming in to talk to us about all the efforts they have to help the business sector here in Boston with low loans and all kinds of great things. So we'll be talking to them tomorrow. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM. We got more shows, more news, more entertainment coming up. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Tony Award.